Last time on HJF, I arrived at Epic Universe and took...
Yes, we know. We reacted to it. And nobody cared that you did it. And to be honest, nobody cared that we reacted to it either. The Healthy Junk Food brand name doesn't mean anything to you after you stole it from JP. And it doesn't seem to mean anything over here either.
Gone Celestial Park. Tried Celestial...
Barely, and did a very poor job of it. She only took a bite of what she's got going there. She ate one truffle, and she had a whole store filled with chocolate, and that's all she had. A little bit of that, one truffle, and she didn't even get a chocolate frog. It's a real drag. Anyway, keep moving.
Chocolates. Saw Epic...
Yes, you did shoot footage of a bunch of environmentally unfriendly ways to carry your popcorn. Great job. I don't know what else to say.
Big popcorn containers. Walk through the portal to Super Nintendo.
Yes, it is an area of the park that is just like being in a Mario game. And the only thing that it demonstrated was that without JP, you are no fun at all. And bouncing into that brick and getting a weak sound effect out of it is pretty much all you could do. And the passers-by are sort of like the Healthy Junk Food audience. It's like, what, you're still doing this without JP? Nobody cares. It was a drag.
World. Drink soda out of a mushroom.
No, you did not. You made a big show of buying it, a big show of explaining how it works, and a big show of filling it, yet actually, glug, 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 you didn't do that, because you know it's sugar, and you know it makes you crave more sugar, and you know to stay away from that stuff. It was not convincing in the least.
Refreshing. Ate a Mario...
No, you absolutely did not eat a Mario burger, and it would have been pretty cool if you had sat there and just wolfed it down. Because you could have if you wanted to. You're the one that said you got the mouth of an anaconda, and you always say you're so hungry. You know, a hamburger's not all that bad. Well, except for there's too much seasoning in it, and processed cheese is bad, the bun is bad. The thing is, you took one little bite and then you left it. You didn't eat a Mario burger.
Mario burger and question...
No, you didn't finish that either. You got it right in the camera. It looks big. It's small, and you couldn't even do that in. And that's like got Nintendo branding all over it. You're such a fraud. You took a little taste of it, and then you moved on.
Tiramisu. Tried a red...
That is a small item, and you just took a bird bite to get into it, and then show it to the camera. I don't even know if you got any meat out of that thing. I'm always hungry. Oh, I just want to eat. I don't care about the rides. I'm here to eat. A bird bite to show the camera, and you were done. You're such a fraud.
Shell calzone and gobbled...
What a liar you are. You did not gobble down that great, big, sugary mess. It would have been great if you had. Thing is, you are advertising yourself as, I'm the foodie. I'm so hungry. I'm always hungry. I just want to eat. Oh boy, I've got the mouth the size of an anaconda. Oh boy, food. I'm going to get it and I'm going to eat it. You didn't eat that. I would have figured it would be fair for you to at least eat the Mario burger. You advertise, and all you ever do are little tastes, and then you move on. And when you do have a taste, you shoot footage just like that. And now you look back at it while you're making part 2 of this tour, and you say, I gobbled down. You didn't! You didn't gobble down anything! You just keep it to clean, gourmet foods at your fancy apartment. You work out. You regard this stuff as poison. You took a couple of little tastes of that thing. It would be great if you actually, for whatever you're advertising on the channel you stole from JP, to actually sit there and really... No, that was great. You don't do it. You didn't gobble down anything. Keep moving.
Down a DK banana float. And now we're back en route to the next world in this epic universe.
It's the dark universe, and we always come places hungry.
Do you see how she is? Do I exaggerate? I'm hungry, so hungry. We always come here hungry. I starve myself for 2 days before I come here so I can just devour everything. I take my vitamins and I drink my fancy water, and then I'm ready. We come hungry. Yeah, you come there for bird bites because you're stuck with a channel that says junk food in the title, and that's the only reason why.
There's a steakhouse over there, and Frankenstein is over there. We're not doing rides.
Which means Romeo is not into the rides, so that kills that. Or, if you're into the rides, which you probably aren't because you don't want to be doing any of this, it's just, oh, I stole a channel that says healthy junk food. So it mentions junk food, so I just have to interact with junk food as little as possible on camera, and hopefully I can make some money. If you wanted to, you could do the extra work of trying to shoot footage on your own. It doesn't matter, it's too much work, forget about it. Also, we don't know what kind of rides are in there. If JP was there and there were some silly rides, he would have made it hilarious. So Julia's just walking away from a huge part of the park, and let her get in there and pretend to be devouring all this food. I'm only here for the food. Yeah, whatever. Keep lying.
We're only doing food. Let's go get steak.
After the jump, Julia says dong, dong, dong. I don't know what she's talking about. If you know, please leave a comment. Not that anyone cares, one way or the other. And the best part of this upcoming bit of footage is that Julia has an angry look on her face. We'll stop a moment for that.
Dong. Dong.
Holy cow, let's get a close crop of that. There's the real Julia. When the game face is off, not only is she disinterested, the for real Julia is angry and evil. Poor JP, he had to face that. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not doing that. It's my channel now. You said it was mine. Jules, I never... No, you said it. Where did I ever say that? In writing or speaking? No, I'm taking it. It's all mine. I'm gonna make a video telling everybody that you're doing other projects, and I'm gonna keep you out of it. It's mine. Talk to my lawyer. I got lots of money for a lawyer. Talk to the lawyer. You're not talking to me. Just talk to the lawyer. I hope I ruin you, too.
Dong.
At this moment, we do an assessment of Julia. In great shape, which includes that fabulous butt. And then she has an evil spirit and an angry face filled with lies and hate. Ugh, she ain't worth it.
We have to find the exit to this portal. I don't know how to get out of here. I think we gotta go back through the portal that we came in. This novelty wear. It's only $42 for a hat. How does it look? It's the me.
That pose and the way she's wearing that hat, everything would only make sense if she were on OnlyFans and the hat was the only thing she was wearing. Just think about it for a minute. You know that I'm right. And further, this reminds us that if JP was there, they'd both have the hats on, and JP would have done something to get mustaches on the two of them. He would have cut out a piece of his clothing or hers. We gotta have mustaches, and it would have been hilarious. As it stands here, it's Julia trying on both hats, which is not fun, and there's no fun to be had with her wearing it, because we know she's not into the games, and she's not a fun nerd girl like we thought. She's just evil, gold-digging piece of fill in the blank here because I can't swear. One other thing that I forgot. JP was adopted and raised by Italians, so he could have said something in Italian and it would have been even funnier. Okay, let's get back to Julia pretending to be all about the food. Go on.
Gee. There's not a cool princess hat over here.
Which makes sense, and it's good, because you're not a cool princess. You're a mean person, a ruiner. And if you're new to this channel, let me remind you that Julia tried to take this channel down with 8 fraudulent copyright takedown demands in one day. And I had to give her my real name, address, and phone number. She's an identity thief. Julia Yarinsky. Julia Yarinsky. Julia Yarinsky. Julia Yarinsky. Julia Yarinsky. That's the girl.
Here, they do have a lot of merchandise around here, that's for sure. Just in case you were wondering, they do have an exit. It doesn't look as exciting. Let's go. Let's get out of here. That is intense. That is intense and amazing.
That is what she said, meaning Julia. After, we hope, losing the civil fight with JP, then she wants to be her own boss and in show business, and she makes bad investments, and she does have to go to OnlyFans. And after having her first session with some pro, that's what she said.
That is intense and amazing. Wow. Definitely some more places to go, guys. Let's just take a peek in here. We really want to get to the next world. Let's see what they have. Pizza. Pizza Moon. Where the hell are we right now? You know, I bet this guy thinks he's great.
And you think that you're great. The difference between you and this guy is that even though he's a piece of soft yet rigid foam, so if he falls he doesn't kill anybody, people like him. And you, not so much.
Go check out their oven for the next world.
Is that just the lighting, or does Julia have a hint of a mustache going on there? Let me know your opinion in the comment section.
To come back for this pizza later. Wow, look at that. It's like a spaceship. Everything's made of cheese.
Including your lawsuit.
That's pretty cool.
If Julia were not evil enough to steal the channel from JP, and more importantly, if her family didn't have money to support her, and if she refused to go get a normal job like an insurance salesperson, then she would be wearing one of those suits right now.
That's some definitely special pizzas over here. This one has marshmallows on it. Okay, this food is looking really, really good. There she goes. What type of crust is this one?
This is the ube crust. It's got a purple, yams.
Okay, these are definitely some special pizzas, guys. Worth the visit. I can't eat it today. I've got other things I gotta try. Look at the pizza slices open up and you see goddesses underneath it. There she is. The smells in here are definitely making me hungry again. Each place is more massive than the next. Oh, this is the carousel.
Here is where Julia turns into Ken Domik even more. We know that when Ken travels to different towns or cities, he'll say, they've got a McDonald's, they've got a Wendy's, they've got a Burger King, they've got a Harvey's, and when he walks by them, he says, Starbucks, as if it's something cool. Like, they've got a Starbucks. Wow, it's all over the place, so you're going to easily find it all over the place. They got a Starbucks! Starbucks! Julia's just about to say, oh my god, they've got Starbucks! She's that blown away by it. Or maybe she isn't, and she expects you to be.
Oh my god, they have Starbucks. How freaking hilarious is this hat? Oh, here's another restaurant, Oak Star. So there's plenty of restaurants on the outside that we can try. Let's see what they have on their menu. Platters, sides. Ooh, it's like a barbecue spot. We love to see it. It looks delicious. We're just checking out our options for a later day.
At the end of this episode, she says to be continued, so she is going to come back another day and letting us know what she might be eating later, and then when she does eat it, it's just going to be more bird bites. I don't know. How is this a lot of fun for her to show you footage of where she might eat later? Let's keep moving.
Plus, this gives us an opportunity to get some air conditioning. Wow, look at this place. Smells good. It looks like a old brew house.
The owl can sense that Julia is a monster, and it's already saying to its co-workers, does anybody want to cover my shift? I'll owe you a favor, plus I'll pay you too.
It's creepy, I like it. What a cool spot. And they have a bar.
That poor girl, having to work there, in the middle of a theme park where everything is supposed to be childlike and fun and harmless. She has to witness as adults get pickled right in the middle of it.
A tree in the center, and an owl. We love the decor. We'll be back. When you get into each of the worlds, then you get the themed stuff. And that's what we're after. And I guess the dark universe is just right around the corner. It's like a little ice cream shop over here, Frosty Moon. And then there's a cool looking bar area over here.
Cool. This is not cool. They're not wearing costumes. This is where all the trouble starts. You're in a children's fantasy land or a fanboy or fangirl's fantasy land, including a gamer guy and a gamer girl's fantasy land. You've got everything. And if you're just taking people there because you have to, or if you get fed up with it because you're not into this stuff, this is where you're going to go. And this is where the trouble starts. And this is where Julia went after she was done shooting, and she leaned into the hard stuff saying, this has got to be a hit. This has got to be a hit. Then Romeo says, take it easy. She says, don't tell me to do anything.
That looks like a great time. But over here is where we want to go. It's dark. It's creepy.
Just like Julia's black heart.
We like it. It's alive! It's alive!
That is what Julia's going to say when she's on an OnlyFans shoot and her co-star is ready for a second round.
It's alive! It's alive! The portal is real, guys.
Julia is in the middle of overacting, pretending that she's blown away by this theme park when we know if JP and Julia were together, JP would be having a wild time there and he wouldn't have to pretend, and he'd be making it entertaining for everybody else too. So what we got left is Julia pretending she's eating everything and pretending to be blown away by the place. And notice the couple in the background, they're happy, they're getting the picture taken in front of this crypt. Julia's gonna walk up to it and pretend that she's afraid of it. And this is a moment where the music removal software, AI, whatever it is that I'm paying for it, whatever it's called, AI, it slips up and you get to hear part of a sound effect. It's kind of weird. Just as Julia gets up to it, it goes, and then, anyway, she pretends that she's afraid of it. And, there's a couple ahead of her, like a moment before who are actually loving it and having fun. Julia is just so pathetic. That is what the Healthy Junk Food channel has become. Trash. Without JP, it's just trash. And when Julia takes it to different situations, it's just more fresh, hot trash. This isn't funny, and if she's acting, it's bad acting, it's trash, and then she's gonna go and take bird bites out of something.
I'm already scared. Spooky.
Why is she showing that now? She ran away from it. What does that mean? Emerging undercroft. I had to go look up what the word means, and it means storage underneath a building. It also means crypt, too. So the set designer did a great job of leaving that there. However, Julia doesn't tell the story in the correct order. Let's just get her to her bird bites. Hey look, Julia is doing a performance art piece which represents her career opportunities after the civil trial is completed. Then she's gonna come back to life and do a zombie thing. Here it comes. By the way, this is how all people, male and female, together, should view Julia if they see her coming towards them. Which is... this is somebody who will put a knife in the business partner's back, steal what they have, and then sue them instead of going to some sort of mitigation instead. Just run. Julia is talking right now. However, the AI that I'm paying for to remove the background music, which it does a great job of, and preserves the spoken word, is screwing up a little bit and wiping out Julia's speech. So we had a bit of a quiet moment here, and there's nothing I can do about it. Please join the channel, $1.99 a month, no contract, and you get to use all of our cool custom emojis. Let's move on. How I wish that the audio would have kicked back in by now. Julie is selling it again, pretending to be so hungry.
There's a steakhouse over there, and Frankenstein is over there. But let's go get steak.
No, the running of this footage for a second time is not being done by me. Julia already ran this in her introduction, and now she runs it again, so... we already did the jokes, we'll just let her get to the steakhouse and we'll find out how much she eats.
Dong. 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 This is the way. Nice precious. Look at this.
There is a little bit of audio trouble here, however, it's still going to be funny, yet not for the reasons that Julia wants it to be, which is she's interacting with the staff at the theme park, and it's just cringe, my first time using this word in this reaction. And by the way, Julia didn't do that right. This is how you do it. The guy on the right got hired with that crazy laugh of his. He's doing his job. The woman on the left is taken aback by Julia and probably thinking to herself, There's the crazy lady. Okay, dear, whatever you're gonna do. Very nice.
Thank you.
The fat theater kid is about to say one of his big lines. Are you coming in for a bite? And then what Julia does, I don't know, because the audio is missing. You don't need it because she screws things up and then he doesn't know where to go. I'll freeze it. That is the moment. His job is to get people in the door. If they want to go in. It's not like he's a carnival barker. Like, it's a theme park. You've already paid the entry fee. And you want to get something to eat because they're not going to allow you to bring a picnic with you on the way in. Well, what are you doing? Oh, yeah, we're bringing our picnic. No, yeah, leave that in the car. So, she's kind of screwed up the scene and she's walking away. And he's like, so what the F do you want me to do now? All right, you got a camera on me. There's no kids with you. What am I supposed to do? And well, there's Julia, the content creator, and the woman off to the left is just not playing along. She wants to go on break, and because Julia's got a camera person with her, like, would you finish this production so we can go on break and he can go talk to somebody else? And oh boy, that is the last moment of the scene, and it shows what healthy junk food has devolved to. It used to be a dynamite team. It really was food, folks, and fun. And now, Julia is relying on strangers who are working the door at a theme park. And the guy on the right is halfway there. The woman on the left is not part of it at all. It's just get this over with. And this is what healthy junk food is. With a fake smile on Julia, looking at Romeo, who's running the camera and doesn't get involved, which is good because people don't want him involved. Anybody else added to this show, it's going to be people are going to be, where's JP? And because JP is out of it, this is what is left of it.
Exactly. Thank you. I've ever been invited into a restaurant. Are we almost to dinner? Are we almost to a snack? Oh, whatever. Wow, it is dark in here, though. It's very dungeony.
Let me do my little bit again.
Welcome to the Dungeony Steakhouse, you backstabbing witch. I'm sure you'll feel right at home, even if you don't really eat much of anything, you liar.
It's creepy. I love creepy. You go from, like, happy Nintendo world to Evel Knievel.
Where does Julia come up with Evel Knievel? When did she ever mention him before? It's sort of a guy thing, like knowing stuff about tanks. Evel Knievel was a man's man. He was a legendary motorcycle stunt rider, and he was active in the 1960s and the 1970s. And I could just go on and on about him. However, all we got time for is something equally as cool, yet takes a little bit less time to share, which is he got a pinball machine made of himself, too.
The Evel Knievel pinball machine by Bally.
My guess is that Evel Knievel, as a saying, was something Julia picked up when she was a kid from maybe her brothers or her parents, which meant something is evil and dangerous. Of course, Evel Knievel wasn't evil. He was awesome. And Julia's a real schmuck, so let's run it again, and then we'll do a bit of a joke with it.
Evel Knievel.
Who still likes fucking Evel Knievel and Kiss, you loser? And you're a New York wrestling fan? Well, nice to meet you, Vince Russo.
What was all that about? That was Purvis Rottenbelly, one of the creators on Cameo. And I kind of linked it up with Evel Knievel, and Julia said it, and I'm going to bring things together just a little bit more. Julia has been on Cameo and hasn't been available for more than 5 years. What an idiot. What's she even doing there? And that's how I tied it all together, just by Julia mentioning Evel Knievel for about 2 seconds. Do you know how much work I did to put all this stuff together? Would you join the channel, please? Would you at least hit the like button? Thanks.
Evel Knievel. Let's see what type of snacks we can get our hands on. Looks like they do have beer here, so that's good. Mocktails too, But where's the food part? Carved strip steak, served medium with a hint of blood. Crimson glazed pork. They're definitely going in with the theme of seeming like you're eating something that you shouldn't. So this restaurant, just like the last one, you have to go find a table and order from the table or the app. You've got a good system. It's a good application. Probably pay a lot of money for those services. Dungeony. Look at the little bat. Wow. Let's just find a little spot to sit, right? Being prepared. It's so creepy. I always like eating when things like this are by my face.
Of course you would. That thing resembles your soul.
Oh, I think I need to get that. Even when you clean things, it's creepy.
That is all that is left of the most recent man who trusted Julia in the past 6 months.
So evil. Don't sell alcohol to underage people, guys. Notice. Oh, thanks.
That looks cool, I have to admit. If it's a real glass bottle and a real cork stopper, and maybe a plastic straw will let her get away with that, then it would be a fun item to take back to her fancy apartment.
You, it's so creepy. I love it. Thank you.
Do you want to know what's funny about this? It took a few minutes for Romeo to set up the shot on the other end of that table, and Julia is going to be the talent on her end of it, and the guy there has just had his evening ruined because he's there with a friend, he's paid to get in there, he's paid extra for all of these silly foods, and now he's going to be on camera, and he's too polite to tell him to stop or to get up and get another table, and he's just too polite, and now he has to suffer the rest of his meal because of Julia and Romeo sitting up there. And the worst part is, they're not even going to do anything which is worth publishing.
It's heavy. Alright, we're sitting in an evil place.
What are you talking about? Everybody is either cosplaying and getting paid for it, or they're paying for the cosplay, and everybody's just having a good time with all of this silliness. It's only evil because you're there.
And here's my steak. Wonder if it's actually blood. Nice and bloody looking. The lighting keeps changing in here.
That is baloney because... Wait 1 minute. The wrestler guy was swearing. So that means I can't stick to my healthy junk food reactions, have no swearing in them, so I might as well swear myself. That is bullshit, Julia. The lighting has been worked on very carefully for a long time by experts. People are having a heavy lunch, they're having dinner there, and they're not going to make it that dark because they don't want anything weird going on in there, okay? It's got to be well lit and it has to stay that way. They're not going to do that. What really fucking happened was Romeo pressed the wrong fucking button, and now he's too stupid to know which button to press now to make the fucking camera work. That's what really happened, you schmuck idiot.
It's so creepy, I love it. The steak has been staked. This is the monocane. We're drinking out of beakers. We're bringing things alive that were not alive before. It's going to give me a lot of energy because of all the sugar. It's like grapefruit and passion fruit and pineapple and all of the different juices combined. Probably with green food dye. It's not healthy. It may make me die with all the dye.
Hey, Jules! 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 Hey, over here! Over here! Yeah! Hey, Julia! You're not funny!
And they have real silverware. Because this is a steakhouse. And I've got real steak. Got the steak nice and gruesome and bloody. Carrots, mashed potatoes. It's the monster mash. And it looks like acorn squash. Cut off a piece of this. I like to use sharp objects. This is the meat.
That she probably ate the whole thing because you can't go wrong with a piece of steak. Or maybe she made her way halfway through it at least. That would still be okay. Then it's like, Romeo, you want this? Thing is, we can't tell what's going on because it's so fucking dark. So let's just fast forward to this and get her out of there onto the next place.
This is where you can go see Frankenstein. But we're not doing rides. We're only doing food. Who comes to a Universal Park and doesn't do the rides?
A phony, a stick in the mud, a killjoy, a fake, a liar, a person who stole the whole channel from somebody else and only has to mess with it because it mentions junk food. And So that person pretends to love junk food and really they don't, and there's more than enough evidence to show that they don't, because they're fitness and health food maniac, hypocrites, Julia Urinsky.
People like me.
That sounded like a moment of real talk from Julia. Like she knows she's horrible and she's admitting it. Yeah, people. Like me. The ones that don't go on any of the rides. The ones that are just here to pretend to be eating all this junk food because they stole a channel from somebody and now they have to pretend that they like junk food to try to make it profitable. Yeah. So as long as she's being honest, maybe she could do us all a favor and share what she's got to share and get her butt back on camera where it belongs. That is more like it. Thanks, Julia. The staffer is wearing all black. The belt is black. And she's carrying a black umbrella. And she's got dark sunglasses. And her hair is dark. And I don't know what movie or TV show she is from. And she doesn't know what to make of Julia. Because no one recognizes her. Because the channel is in the toilet. Let's just see where this goes.
All right. Let's see if I fit after all the 17 things I ate today. Ready to ride. But I'm not going on any rides. Don't want to go on a motion simulator when you've eaten as much as I have. No rides.
What do you mean, no rides? It looks like you try to pull your shorts over top of your head, so you've got to feel everywhere you walk as if you're being lifted by a helicopter by a parachute harness.
Let's go. What do we got here? Frankenpretzel. Oh, that's so cool. Okay, I think I'm gonna come back for that. Whoa, it's on fire.
Given that my heritage is Dutch, I'm very offended by this. Godverdomme!
That's where we're gonna eat. Inside the...
There she goes, acting just like Ken, pointing at everything. Now, while Ken points at everything, most of the time he's pointing at stuff which is boring, so he's trying to sell it a little bit. That doesn't make it any better. Julia is pointing at something that doesn't need any help. That's a big, expensive spectacle over there. And not only does she not need to point at it, she's going to call it a burning building. You stupid bitch. It's a windmill.
Burning building. Burning building. Burning building. Burning building. Hell yeah. I'm not scared at all. We're at the Burning Blade Tavern.
Please check her body language. The way she's dressed. What she's standing next to. If you put it all together, that sign should be replaced with a different sign that will say, former YouTube influencer Julia of Healthy Junk Food. Erotic services. And they'd all be listed with prices. It's not worth the work. You know, I have to do all that work to put it together into a still and then incorporate it right back into the video. And what's this gonna get? 600 views? You just have to use your imagination. On that sign are all of her posted fees for all of her services. Let's move on.
Now we know why it's called the Burning Blade. They have a burning blade. They have alcoholic drink.
They knew she was coming, so they shut the whole thing down. You can go there and get drunk and get some food. The rest, nah, they turned it off. This video will probably get shadow banned because I called her a stupid bitch. Oh, I just did it again, too!
It's a full-service bar and some other creepy snacks.
Just look at her. Julia couldn't care less. She is banking on the universal name for selling this thing. Then again, so am I. And nobody watched what she did, and nobody's watching what I'm doing here either. Healthy junk food, it's not really marketable anymore. Julia, put your butt back on camera, please. Thanks, Julia. Now, what are we gonna do with it? It is a front runner for the thumbnail. You know, it'll be the first rear view thumbnail we've ever done of Julia. That would be fun. We could also run the, what do you call it, prawn music. Yeah, we do that too much. Let's have her exercise instead. 1, 2, 3, hit it! So the one thing I want to do, I can't do, which is zoom in on her butt for this, because it might get it demonetized. So in that case, we might as well speed this the F up.
Oh, it even creepily makes noise. It's air conditioned in this place. If you want food,
So she's just about to say, if you want food, you gotta order it on the app. They have a place that's trying to look like it's built out of wood and old clay bricks, and it's lit with candles. And then when you want to say what you want, you gotta use the supercomputer in your pocket. Yeah, that kind of ruins the vibe.
you gotta order it on the app. Ooh, costumes are on point. Look at this.
These pieces are referred to collectively as Look Into My Soul. On the left, we have Julia, and on the right, we have her twin brother, Alex. So even though they're twins, they're not the same gender, so they still have pretty much the same soul. Although it's two of them, and they're different genders. So you got Julia on the left, Alex on the right, you know, the twins and everything. Okay, let's move on.
Gorgeous decor. That one's a good one. Oh, we had one of those already. Hey, garlic.
Thanks for pointing at everything like Ken does, Julia. By the way, Julia recognizes this because JP was raised by Italians, and once he had figured out that Julia was turning into his enemy and was showing that she is a monster, he began to hang this much garlic above his pillow just before he went to bed.
Something to cook with. Don't be a monster.
Too late for you, Julia, because you already are a monster. For everybody else, it means always tip.
Always tip.
You get it.
Oh, wow. She told me she smelt the werewolf on me when I got here. I think this kind of looks more like a...
It looks like the business end of your co-star once you get to OnlyFans. It's a giant piece of bread, and she's gonna take a bird bite out of it. There's no way she's gonna eat all those stupid carbs. Even Romeo's not gonna have it. I'm trying to speed things up here.
These are the jalapeno cheddar bites, and they're black for some reason.
Once you go black.
And they come, and they come
Once you go black.
and they come with some other type of sauce. The taste test, 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 the taste test. Are you doing it too?
Not really. I'm more of a bit prop.
That is where I'm ending it. There was like a minute left, and normally I don't cut anything out. I either react to it or I fast forward through it if it's, you know, nothing you can do with it. So this time I'm leaving it out because that was a perfect spot to end it with a good joke. And the last minute was just that guy with the hee laugh. He was doing a couple more of his lines, and then Julia just types in to be continued. So that's the spot to do it. You missed, you know, pretty much nothing. And so it is June 27th, 2025, 2:33 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And let's go check on Julia's numbers. Alright, so the first part of this says it was published 2 weeks ago. It's actually longer. It was published June 8th. And it says trying the Super Nintendo. That's first part of her Universal theme part. And we reacted to it. Anyway, after more than 2 weeks, she's got 12,000 views. And part 2, which we just reacted to, after 13 days, which is accurate, after that time, she's got 7,200 views. And for a channel that has on paper 2.96 million subscribers and you get 7,200 views after 13 days, that's a failure. And the part 1 was a failure too. So, terrible performance. I mean, you got a channel that has close to 3 million subscribers on paper. You got the Healthy Junk Food name. You got Universal Studios expensive theme park, and it adds up to like diddly squat for performance. And let's make fun of this channel too. So I've got on paper over 5,000 subscribers, and my part 1 reacting to this after 7 days is a pitiful 732 views. So I'm sucking too. And the Ken Domik big pre-recorded, it's got 1,200 views after 5 days. You know, that should have been more. And my most recent Julia thing, I said it's the funniest edit ever. It's just a dirty joke, really. And it's got like not even 500 views after like 2 days. So I don't know. It's like the healthy junk food brand isn't attracting much for anybody. I mean, like, she does stuff at this expensive theme park, and it doesn't mean much of anything, and I react to it. You know, I put a bunch of work into that. I put more work into that reaction of her part 1 than she did with actually going to the theme park itself. 732 views after 7 days. It's pathetic. And, well, anyway, Julia is pathetic too. So I just wanted to let you know how her performance was, and after 40 minutes of solid reaction material here, lots of jokes, to talk a little bit at the end is okay. So please like, comment, and subscribe. And, you know, if you got a huge channel, you can say that or not. You know, if you're getting like tons of subscribers all the time and it's like, you know, a popular subject, this is, you know, more the community and the character study than it is the reactions themselves. So that Ken video, it should have got better than 1,200 views after 5 days. And we do have more than 5,000 subscribers on paper. So if you want to help it, you know, hitting the like button is the least amount of work. You know, comment is a bit of work. The like button is the least amount of work. So if it gets like 1,000 views, it would be nice if it had like 500 likes or something. Or even like 250. So it helps push it into the algorithm so more people will notice it. And it's a smaller channel. So, you know, that would really help. So please do it. And thanks.